Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at my most eagerly awaited of Super7's new Filmation style Masters of the Universe figures. We're going to take a look at the leader of the evil horde himself, Hordak. So we've got the Filmation style box. They come in the same slipcover that we've been seeing. It's got that classic He-Man and the Masters of the Universe logo on the back. This guy obviously is Hordak. He's not a He-Man character, he's a She-Ra character. So I don't know the ins and outs of why he's not in a different style box. I don't particularly care. Could be a licensing thing. It could just be a way to keep the aesthetic the same, which I don't care about either. Just a curiosity. So slipcover, pull it off. We've got our figure inside with the jawbridge style opening with the big window, that same logo. We've got all of our accessories. Got some windows on the side, and we've got that classic style Hordak artwork on the back with the Fright Zone in the background. A bit of a ride up there, and yeah, I can't be more excited to get into this figure. So let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so here is Hordak out of the packaging, and right off the bat, I gotta say, if I was judging this figure just on its aesthetics, it would be probably one of my figures of the year. Actually, it might still be, but this thing is 100% my Hordak. This is the Hordak figure that I have waited for, I don't know, my entire life, because Hordak has never looked like this before in figure form, except for the pseudo attempt we got from Matty Collector with an SDCC exclusive, but that was just a repaint with a different accessory, and we'll look at that here shortly as well. But this guy is 100% the Hordak figure that I have always wanted. I think he looks exceptional. He is very much that Filmation-inspired design, and the aesthetic that they're going for in this line still rings true. It's very basic. Paint apps are, you know, very flat. They're less detailed. But what really sticks out to me is just the overall design elements, the bone collar, the overall head sculpt is just out of this world. It's not a perfect figure, and I've got a few things that I'm going to mention, but it is a really, really nice figure. He does come with a handful of accessories, some that we'll talk about. Some are more interesting than others, because some we have already seen before. But this figure is, again, it's what I wanted, so you could probably stop this video right now because I think he's awesome. But I am going to get into maybe some nitpicky things as well, so stick around. Alright, so we'll do articulation real quick because there are a few things to mention that are kind of weird. We've got head that can swivel. He doesn't really have any up or down. I can't really get him to move very much at all. He does a little, but not much. Arms can go out, swivel, so it's the normal Motu Classic stuff. It's Motu Classic Filmation stuff. Bicep swivel, single joint at the elbow, and then we have hinged and rotating wrists. We do have a waist twist. There is no crunch on this guy. And as best I can tell, I don't believe this to be an armor piece. I think this is his buck. It certainly looks that way. There's no removable armor here that I can find. So I think that's just what they decided to do, because if they were to put an ab crunch on this guy, I mean, it would totally mess up the aesthetic with the armor piece, the Horde logo, and everything like that. So while it may be kind of an oddity, I'm not upset about it because I don't want this looking like garbage because they put a joint in there. So I'll take that. Legs can go all the way out because there's just nothing in the way. They can kick forward a decent bit. They're going to hit the loincloth and they kick back. Thigh cut, single jointed knee. We do have a boot cut or shin swivel, and then we have rockers and hinges at the ankles. So it's basic articulation. You know what to expect if you've gotten any of these before, but if you haven't, it's you know, it's relatively modern articulation for the most part, save a few places here and there. What really does it for me, because I don't care about articulation at this point, all I care about is his aesthetic, his look, his design, and this is pure Filmation goodness for me. The head sculpt alone is what sold me, because it oozes Filmation Hordak. It's so good. The matte look of the white against that matte blue, those deep-seated red eyes and fangs, they just look amazing. I'm so happy to finally have this Hordak in plastic. I think he looks amazing. There are a few little nicks here and there that I can see. I've got one Down here on the foot, there are a couple on the face, but they're so minor that I just can overlook them right now. I mean, almost every figure has a paint flaw somewhere, so I can't really go too crazy there. I do dig the bones on the armor. The cowl piece is a rubbery piece, so it kind of flexes. It looks to be glued on to the buck, and just beware if that's what is the case. You know, messing around with it too much, you might rip it off. So check that. Just be aware. And then the Horde logo is very kind of minimalistic, looks very much Filmation, and you've got the kind of ribs that go along the underside of the arms. And then from there, the rest of them is pretty basic. He's just kind of arms with the armbands, and he's got some, Robo-style feet down there, which are very much Filmation Hordak. But it all comes back to the head sculpt, to the overall armor piece, and just his general design aesthetic that is... it's pretty phenomenal, I think. I am very, very happy with this. There have been some customizers out there that have made Filmation-style Hordak heads, and I think while those are amazing and, they have been done at a very high level, I think for a mass-produced piece, Super7 and the Four Horsemen absolutely killed it with this. And Hordak was my most anticipated figure, and I think they have met, if not exceeded, my expectations with how good he turns out. Because I'm talking purely from a design perspective, from a aesthetic perspective. He does have articulation limitations, but I'm gonna be biased and I'm gonna overlook it because I think he just looks so amazing. All right, let's talk accessories, because this is the one area that is really, really very much a Filmation thing. It kind of oozes that Filmation look and aesthetic, and that is his one true accessory. He comes with 3 things in the box. I consider the other 2 more of a pack-in than a true accessory. They're kind of bonus items for me. So the big thing in the Filmation show is that Hordak can change his body, his arms, into pretty much whatever he wants. He changes himself into rocket ships at some points. But the big thing is that he usually changes his arm into a cannon. So you can pop the arm off, and it's just a peg, so I mean, just pull it out, and then you pop this guy in. It only has that one point of articulation, so it's a hinge at the shoulder, and then it rotates. So there's nothing in the arm, and it's very much, a basic kind of Filmation style thing. So it's just got some gray paint on it. It's got this barrel that goes down the end, and I mean, that's it. But I think it just looks so cool. This is probably how I'm gonna, pose him. The classic kind of Hordak promo art pose is him kind of moving forward with the cannon outstretched. The only real caveat to this is that because of the bones on the armor, you can only get the cannon in so far. So normally it's sticking straight out. This is going to have to be a little angled, which, I mean, it's kind of nitpicky, but it is something that I picked up on it because that's immediately what I tried to do, and I realized you can't really do that. But other than that, I think it just looks so cool. It's very much a classic Filmation thing, and I've got such an attachment. Again, I've got such an attachment to the show, and specifically to this character, because I really, really love the Filmation Hordak character. This is what really does it for me. I think it's very cool. I think it's a very, very good idea to have as an accessory, and I think they just nailed the kind of simplistic nature of the design. Now, he does have 2 other accessories, and we've seen these before because they came with the SDCC Hordak that Matty Collector released a while back. So we have got a Filmation style imp, and he's got a lot of paint apps on him. He looks very, very good, actually. You can maybe kind of perch him on Hordak's cannon there. And then we have another imp, and this was not in the package for the SDCC exclusive. This came in a bag, and it was a imp as a treasure chest, because imp could change himself into different forms too. It doesn't do anything. It's just a piece of blue plastic with imp's face on it and some red accents, but it's a funny Filmation style thing. That's why I say it's not really an accessory. It's more of a pack-in because, continuity wise, you can't have them both on your shelf at the same time. But I really dig this. I mean, that's very much, that's true Filmation goodness right there. There's no other way to put it. And then because, why not? We're going to do a little quick comparison between some other Hordaks in the line. So there are multiple other Hordaks. We've got the regular Hordak here from the Matty Collector line. This is based off the vintage toy. So you can see he's even got his own imp, but it's very different. He's very, very different in look. They don't even look like the same character except for the head and the Horde emblem. So you can tell there's a huge aesthetic difference between vintage toy and the cartoon. And then there are other Hordaks as well. We've got, Buzzsaw Hordak and Hurricane Hordak, but there's no reason to bring them in. And then we've got This is what I keep talking about with the SDCC exclusive. So they did a vintage Hordak in the Filmation style colors. So he has a removable arm with the cannon. He's got imp in there. I've never taken him out of the box for some reason. I probably won't ever now. I've just always left him in. But he does have that blue ridge and the white skull. So it's very much Filmation inspired, but it still in no way looks like the cartoon. So at the end of the day, I think it's very obvious that I am 100% in love with this figure. I think it is absolutely amazing, and it is easily one of the best figures in the Filmation line for me. Filmation Skeletor has been my favorite up to now. He is being rivaled by this figure because I have such a fond memory of Hordak, of the Filmation show, and I just dig everything about this design. It's just so cool. He does have some limitations in that, ab crunch area being non-existent really, but I'm so capable of looking past that because he looks the part. He has that pure Filmation style. He's got the cool arm cannon accessory. He's got the extra added bonuses with the previously exclusive imp pack-ins. So there's really no negatives to this figure for me. He is a very, very good example of what Super 7 and the Four Horsemen are capable of putting out, and I am very, very happy to be adding him to my collection. So that is going to be doing it for this look at the Masters of the Universe Filmation style Hordak from Super 7. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time, guys.